How y'all doing out there in YouTube land? This is Stiletto coming at you from the Wild Wild West. Got my co-host here, Juno. Got my co-host here. How's my girl doing today? Huh? Well, we got a message from a gentleman in South Africa. He had a problem with the towel wars. You saw the video yesterday. And I suggested to him that always use online stores with reputable, good reputations and that have good return policies. Myself, I don't try to return stuff through Cold Steel no more or have them fix or replace things anymore. The new GSM Cold Steel, they're making GSM Cold Steel is making good products still, but I just don't really care for their customer service and support. I think they're lacking in that area. It's not like the old Ventura, California Cold Steel. So I always suggest that you buy from a store and don't buy from like an auction site or eBay or something like that, or anybody else that, it's just a person selling something. Make sure that you buy from an online store with a good reputation. I like to use Midway and DLT Trading and Knife Center and Smoky Mountain Knife Works, but I don't know if those are accessible in South Africa. But I suggest that you always use a store like that where you can always return things if they're not right. And when you get something nowadays, I suggest that you check it out thoroughly and make sure it's okay before you start using it, and keep your receipts. And if it's wrong, something's wrong with it, return it. Don't try to fix it or anything. Just go ahead and return it. Because lots of times it's probably a factory issue. And factory issues happen with all manufacturers. All manufacturers have, flawed items that make it through their quality control sometimes, or somebody just does something wrong for a whole batch of things sometimes, and they have to be, repaired or replaced. So, it's not really like a super bad thing or anything like that. It's just, it's a human thing. Whenever you got humans involved with things, things aren't always perfect. So that's what I suggest. Okay, sweetie, you got to get down. You got to get down, kiddo. You got to get down, kiddo. Today we're doing Voyagers and Recons. That's right, it's Saturday, huh? We're doing Voyagers and Recons today. Voyagers and Recons. All right, sweetie, you got to get down. This is a continuation. This is part 2. This is a continuation of the series of 4 videos I'm going to do. I'm also going to do a bonus video of Super Megas. But this is the continuation of the Mega Folder videos that I'm trying to get out there. I'm trying to get people that manufacture and make and design Mega Folders into making Mega Folders for everybody. I like to have more options and more companies and everybody else making them. 2 companies in particular, Cold Steel. I want to see the Mayhem from Cold Steel, the 6H blade Mayhem. They've been saying they're going to be putting it out for the last 2 years. I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know if they just trying to keep us all in suspense or what. I don't know what they're doing. I want to see that one. And Knife Center's got on a pre-order right now for $239, and I want one. And it's an Oz 10 blade, Japanese AUS 10A blade with black and gray G10 handle scales. And I think it's going to be an awesome blade with the Atlas lock. So that's going to be the first one with the big blade with the Atlas lock. And Andrew Demko, I don't know if you guys have been seeing the Blade Show 2023 videos from Atlanta, but in the Blade Show, Andrew Demko's booth, he was talking about the Megalodon. The Megalodon is I'll say a shark lock because everybody knows what shark lock is, but they're calling the Megalodon lock the Megla lock. The Megla lock. And so the Megalodon is like a big giant shark lock knife. It's a mega shark lock knife with but I think it's like almost like a 6-inch blade, like a 5.78 inches or 6.8 inches or something like that. I mean a 5.68 inch blade, and it's gonna be awesome. It's got full full hollow ground blade. A full hollow ground blade. I've never seen a blade like that before. Have you? A full hollow ground blade. Not a full flat ground, but a full hollow ground. And it looks pretty wicked. It's like a spear pointed blade. And the handle the one that he showed had a titanium handle. He was carrying it around in his pocket. And he's saying that they're thinking about putting that in production. Definitely put in production, but also make one in Taiwan though, because like when they make stuff in Taiwan, when Andrew Dimko and John Dimko and Mike Wallace make stuff in Taiwan, then it's more affordable. The ones that come from their custom shop are always in the stratosphere as far as the price is concerned. And I'm sure a Megalodon, let's say with a Magna Cut blade or some kind of exotic powdered steel blade with titanium scales is going to be costing, let's be honest, it's going to be around $1,000. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be really expensive, especially if it's custom ground and not machine ground. But anyway, let's get into this. I want everybody to share these videos in this series because I'm trying to get this message out to as many people as I can, and hopefully John Dimko and Andrew Dimko and the Steak Man and other GSM cold steel people and other manufacturers and designers and developers and producers of these knives will see how important the mega folders are too. Because I was noticing in the blade show that most of the knives were smaller knives. A couple of knives, everybody had, a couple of knives that was like a mega folder or something like that. But most of them were small knives. All right, sweetie. I know you want to take over the video. Yes, my girl. But we got to show the knives, kiddo. We got to show the knives. That's what it's all about. I love you, sweetie. All right, kiddo. That's my Juno. All right, let's get this party started. Let's start off with my oldest ones first. These are Japanese Oz 8, full flat ground, clip blade or buoy blade, Voyagers, XL Voyagers. Absolutely love them. I've had them since they first came out. They have the full heat-treated 6061 aluminum liners. The liners are full liners, and the scales are made out of Grivex. Same thing with the backspacer. Backspacer's Grivex also. The blade is stone washed. These are awesome blades. I've had this knife for a very long time. Since they first came out, I don't even know when that was. This knife might be almost 15 years old. I think it was like 2008 or 2009 or something like that when they came out with these. But I've had it for a very long time. It's been my collection forever. Absolutely love them. Triad lock. Andrew Dimko design. Andrew Dimko and Lindsey Thompson collaboration. Here's Lindsey Thompson's favorite. This is also Oz 8. I've had this one for a very long time also. This is the Vaquero. The Vaquero. Absolutely love it. Same thing, it's a full flat ground, stone wash blade. This one's an Oz 8. Made the exact same way with the 6061 heat-treated liners and Grivex backspacer and Grivex handle scales. Andrew Dimko and Lindsey Thompson collaboration. Before these existed, they had Voyagers also. But they were a backlock, but it was a really strong backlock. It wasn't a weak backlock. And they had the same types of blades. They had the Tontos, they had the clip blades, and they had the Vaqueros. And then when Andrew Dimko came into the picture, he changed the handles totally. He made these you could tell the difference between like the original designs and when Andrew Dimko came into the picture and started designing stuff with the Triad lock. He totally changed them, but he's kept the same blade styles. So that's one reason why I call him a real collaboration between Lindsey Thompson and Andrew Dimko. Or should I say the cold steel designers and knife makers Because I'm sure, Lindsey Thompson comes up with the ideas and other people would make them, but I don't know who all the other makers were before Andrew Demko came into the picture. So I want to give them credit too. And next up, well, let's go this one. This is the one that I carry all the time. This mega folder gets carried more than any of my other mega folders. This is a hollow ground Tonto blade with a flat ground tip. Saber hollow ground with a flat ground tip. Stone washed. This one's an Oz 10, Japanese AUS 10A. And it has the snaggle tooth on it, aluminum snaggle tooth. It's made the exact same way with heat-treated liners, heat-treated aluminum, 6061 aluminum liners with the Grivix backspacer and the Grivix handle scales. These are all 5.5-inch blades. Absolutely love this. It's one of my favorite knives of all time. I have had these in every different blade steel that they've made. I still have them in the Oz 8 that I used to carry, and also the CTS BD1. And this is the newest one that I have with the Japanese AUS 10A. Absolutely love the Japanese AUS 10A. I think it's an awesome steel. Next one up, and I was talking to, I got this one coming. Oh, by the way, Midway USA has these on sale with the serrated blade, the fully serrated blade for $55 right now. $55. You can get an XL just like this, only with the serrated blade. I got one on order. I couldn't resist that price. I've been wanting a fully serrated one for a while. Super badass. You guys will see it when it comes in. All right, Juju, you gotta get out the table, kiddo. You gotta get out the table. Gotta get out the table, sweetie. I know you want to be in the video. That's my girl. That's my girl. I know. That's my girl. She loves being in these videos, people. She likes watching herself on TV. She loves watching herself on TV. She tries to jump into the TV. She's goofy. That's my goofy girl. That's my goofy girl. I love you, sweetie. This is the Filipino Kris. And this is it doesn't have a hollow ground blade. I don't know what you would call this one. I think we call it a flat ground, but it's got like a dagger grind. Even though this side isn't sharpened, it does have like a dagger grind. So it's like a real Kris sort of. All these blades are 4 millimeters thick, but they're actually like a 3.8 to 4 millimeters thickness, right around in there somewhere. This is a Japanese Oz 10A. And nephew from Hawaii, he came up with an great idea, having this one having a serrated edge. Wouldn't that be wicked? And he also wants a serrated espadas and extra large, the large and extra large espadas. He wants those serrated too. Extra large espadas serrated. That would just be sinister. That'd be super badass. Beautiful blades. This one just like is really smooth too. It's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just like a smoother version of this knife. It's like super smooth. Absolutely love it. Here's another one that I carry. It's one of my new favorites for this group of knives. It's called the drop point, but I call it the barong because I think it looks like a Filipino barong machete type blade or short sword blade. The shape of it. It's got a real high saber flat ground blade. Nice and thick. Absolutely love it. Made just like all the others. The 6061 heat-treated aluminum liners. They're full liners. And they're embedded inside the Grivix handle scales and backspacer. Awesome blades, people. These have good thumb studs on them too. All these have really nice thumb studs. They're easy to manipulate. Excellent knives. I've carried this one too. This one goes in my bug out bag. My bug out bag knife. I have that and the large size, not my bug out bag, but my weapons bag. My weapons bag, I carry this one and the large size version of this also. Next up, we're going to get some special edition ones now. This is a Rawls. This is a Rawls Voyager, Tonto Voyager. It's got the 50/50 blade, partially serrated. It's DLC coated. It's got the 6061 full aluminum liners, heat treated liners with OD green Grivix backspacer and scales with blacked out hardware, blacked out lock bar, DLC coated blade, CTS-XHP. CTS-XHP stainless steel. For me, this is a collector. I don't use this. Actually, pretty much all of these are collectors except for this one and this one. This one gets used and this one gets used. Why don't I use these? Because I love them, but you know me, as a collector, I like to have all the different blade styles. So that's the reason why I really bought these. Not to really carry, even though I do love them all. And this one they make fully serrated too. That's the one that Lindsey Thompson likes to carry all the time. He always carries two of them. One plain edge and one serrated. And this one's very good for people who like to use these as like camp knives and hunting knives. And this one is just cool because it's wicked. It's just a wicked looking blade. But this is the one I like to use. Y'all know I like Tontos. If you've been watching my videos for any period of time, you probably know that my favorite blade shape is the American Tonto that was created by Lindsey Thompson. With the hollow ground main edge and a flat ground tip. I just like because they're thick all the way to the tip. They're super strong. I think they make a great, can I say it, self-defense tool. Self-defense tool. Absolutely love them. This one Lindsey Thompson likes because of the draw cut. Because when you cut something, you cut here, and then you pull through, and it cuts even deeper. That's what's good about these. And a Kris blade, what makes a Kris blade so wicked is that it creates wounds that are hard to repair. It sounds kind of gory, I know, but that's the truth about it. I like this one because I think it's a good all-around blade for everything. For hunting, fishing, self-defense, whatever you want to use this one for, it can do it. Camp knife or whatever. The Bronx style blade is a blade that's really good for everything. It's really thick, it's strong behind the edge, so you're not going to get chipping or anything like you might with a hollow point, like a hollow point like this. I wouldn't use a hollow point to baton wood with or anything like that. This knife to me is a self-defense tool. That's why I carry it. This knife to me is like a tool that's a jack of all trades. Same thing with this one. This is a jack of all trades knife too. But the tip is a little bit more acute and thin. Like this one too. They both have very thin and acute tips. I tend to like my tips a little bit thicker. Because I like them to be a little bit stronger. You know, in case they hit bone or something and they don't chip and break off. I know I'm sounding a little bit gross, but keeping it real. Absolutely love this knife though. It's a great knife. They used to make these with 50/50 blades. They don't really do that anymore. It's either you get them plain or fully serrated nowadays. But back in the day, you were able to get them 50/50 like this. Let's see if we can make some room here. Next up, the Lindsey Thompson Special. It's got all the same things that the other one had, except for it's got a Vaquero blade instead of a Tonto blade. It has the OD green Grivix handle scales with backspacer, blacked out hardware, blacked out lock bar, a full heat treated aluminum liners, 6061 aluminum liners, a CTS-XHP blade, the Cara blade, that's fully serrated. Fully serrated. This is Lindsey Thompson's favorite folder to carry. And it's not just the tryout ones that you carry. You carried them before Andrew Dimko came into the picture. He used to carry triads also. I mean, not triads, but Vaquero blades also, with the original style Voyagers. This is an awesome blade, people. Awesome blade. This was just meant to be a self-defense tool. It's not meant to be a wood crafting tool or anything like that. And what makes these so great, let me point it out to you, is that, the one thing that I really like about these is the reach. This rear grip, this handle and the towel war handle are my two favorite handles that Cold Steel makes for any of their folders. I like the towel war handle because it's got really good safe grips in the rear part of the handle, just like this one does. This one might even be a little bit better. I don't know, because it's got a little bit more girth to it. The handle itself has a little bit more girth to it, so it feels a little bit more filling in your hand. I really love the way these handles are made. You put your fingers, your pinky and your other small finger in the back, and you got a nice solid grip. Nobody can whip this up, pull it out your hand, and it gives you 7 3/4 inches of reach. So if you had a fixed blade knife, let's say like a K-bar, one that everybody knows about, a K-bar with a 7.5 inch blade. This has the same length and reach as a K-bar. Or a Magnum series knife with a 7.5 inch reach. And it's lighter. So you can move it faster in your hand. And having a triad knife like this is about as close as you're going to get to having a folding fixed blade, if you ask me. I don't think there's any lock that I know of that's stronger than a triad lock. I know a lot of people claim that, like the Atlas lock is stronger and deadbolts and things like that. I think this is the strongest. I've had all those knives and I've worn out a deadbolt. My Clever Girl, I've worn out the lock on that where it's got developed up and down play now. And my Atlas lock has a little bit of up and down play from me fidgeting with it too much. I've never worn out a triad lock. This is the most durable lock for a folding knife that I've ever experienced, the triad lock. I put more faith in the triad lock than any other lock on the planet. Any other lock. Any other lock. Let me say it one more time. Any other lock. This is the strongest lock. I'm saying that from experience because I've owned just about every kind of lock there is in a folder. You can't beat a triad lock. Now this right here, this is one of my Recon 1's. This is XL Recon 1. And it has extended grip also. This one brings you up to about the same length, about 7 3/4 of reach. But, let me put this away. But the grip is not as good. It's not as good. It doesn't lock you in as well as like the Voyager grip. I know everybody likes these better because they got the G10 handle scales and you get better steels. This one's an old one, the original one. This one has Oz 8A stainless steel, and it's got the Tough X finish. Tough X finish is really just like a paint. It's not really like a really good finish. I have another one of these I keep in my car, and it stays in the glove box You know, whatever vehicle I have, I always put in the glove box as like my emergency knife. And I strip the Tough X finish off it with some clean strip and a popsicle stick, because you don't want to use anything metal. You'll scratch the blade if there's any remaining finish on it that you need to scrape off. And because underneath this finish is like a really nice stone wash, and so they look really nice when you strip them. But like if you use this knife, it gets kind of funky looking because the paint, it wears off like paint. It doesn't wear off like a Cerakote or a DLC or what's the other kind of finish? PV. I forget what you call it. But there's like 3 finishes that are really good. To me, the best finish is the DLC finish. This one doesn't have any liners. It's just got thick American G10 handle scales. That's all you need, though. You don't need to have metal liners and everything, especially when using thick American G10 handle scales, because it's got about the same strength as like aluminum does. Andrew Denko always says like it has a real high tensile strength. It's not like steel, but it's more like aluminum. You know, like a heat-treated aluminum, like 6061 or 7075. Aircraft grade aluminum. It's got the hollow ground, the classic hollow ground, flat ground, hollow ground main portion of the blade, and then it's got the flat ground tip. It's a Saber hollow ground. Absolutely love these too. I think these are awesome knives too. But to tell you the truth though, I feel more comfortable with the Voyager. That's why you see I have a whole lot of Voyagers. I only got a few of these. And I could have bought a lot of these back in the day, but I decided I like the Voyagers better. The Voyager is what I carry. This is what I carry. I'll carry this in my front right pocket when I got motorcycle rides. It's one of my favorite knives to carry. And there's a couple of reasons for that too. These are expensive. These cost like, twice as much as the Voyagers. And the Voyager, you can get these, like I told you today, I'm getting one for $55. These were never $55. For $55, I'm getting one of these in today's economy with inflation or whatever. And so, if something like that gets confiscated, it's no big deal. It's no big deal. If this got confiscated, I'd be kind of mad. Even though this one, when I first bought it, I think I paid like $70 or $80 for it, brand new. But that was back in the day. That was like back in 2010 or something like that, before inflation hit. Nowadays, this would probably be like a $150 knife or something, Excuse me. But it's got the 6061 aluminum backspacer, stainless steel lock bar, heavy-duty pivots and stop pins, thick American G10. American G10 is a little bit different than Chinese G10. Let me let you know that. American G10 is like really strong. I've had some issues with the Chinese stuff. I really like the thumb studs on these too. It's got really nice thumb studs. The thickness is the same as the Voyagers. So they call it 4 millimeter, but it's actually like 3.8 millimeters when you measure it out. It's got a nice weight to it. This one's a little bit blade heavy. They're just a little bit blade heavy. The Tontos are the heavier blades. The Tonto and this blade is heavy. Like this one's just a little bit blade heavy. It's just like right. It's almost at the finger groove, but not quite at the finger groove. It's a little bit, just a touch blade heavy. Balance on this one's perfect. That means it's going to be easy to manipulate. Balance on this one's perfect. Balance on this one's perfect. Now, blade heavy. Blade heavy. Blade heavy. This one is the heaviest model out of all these models. This is the heaviest one because the blade has the most steel in it. It's a Saber ground, flat ground blade instead of being full flat ground or a dagger type profile or a hollow ground blade. This is a pretty stout blade right here, and it feels a little bit heavier too. Just for measure, let's see what they weigh, so I can tell you exactly what things weigh if you're interested in these. Should I put this so you guys can see what it says? Okay. 7.9 ounces for this one. 7.4 ounces for this one. For the buoy blade or clip blade, Tonto blade is a little bit heavier. $7.4 ounces for the Kris. These two weigh the same. 7.4 ounces for the buoy blade. So all three of these weigh the same. That's the reason why the balance is perfect on all three of them. And this one, the Big Mama Jamma, the Filipino barong style blade, aka drop point, but we know what it is. 7.9, so it weighs the same amount as the Tonto. Actually, it feels heavier than the Tonto, to tell you the truth. Yep, 7.9, they're the same weight. I bet you this one just a little bit over 7.9. I don't know, maybe they are about the same. Maybe they're about the same. They sort of feel the same. And they both go boom, kaboom, because they're blade heavy. Blade heavy at the finger groove. That's where I always try to see what things balance as, at the finger groove. Absolutely love them, people. Let's see what these weigh. The Recon 1. Recon 1's 8.2 ounces. I'm going to just weigh this one really quick because these are the next generation of them. 8.1 ounce. 8.2 ounces. Okay. So all the Recon 1s basically weigh pretty much the same. Doesn't matter what generation they are. All right. Recon 1. I'm gonna take these back out too. Love my megas, people. I absolutely love my megas. I love my megas. I want more people to manufacture these. I want some new megas. I want some new styles. I've been having these same style of knives forever now. I've got them all kinds of different blade steels. Every time they came out with a new different blade steel. Beautiful knives. These are absolutely beautiful knives. Most of my knives are Tontos, as you're probably going to see here, because they made these in the same different configurations. This is a new style of blade. These two style of blades are new, fairly new. They took place right before Cold Steel sold out to GSM. These other three styles are old. They've been around since the 2000s, the early 2000s. Maybe even the late 1990s or whatever, and then they switched over to the triad folders when Andrew Dimko came into the picture, and he started redesigning them. But these knives were offered in the clip point. I think it was just the clip point and the Tonto blade. I know later on they came out with the spear point, but I think that was just for the large size. I don't think it was for the extra large size, because they discontinued the extra large size. You can't get these no more. They need to bring these back. These are awesome blades too. A lot of people prefer the G10, over the, a lot of people don't like the plastic feeling of the Grivery. That's the only thing. I don't really care for Grivery either, but I just like these handles better. And I like the price of them better. But this one has, oh, okay, Juju. You gotta get down, kiddo. I know. You want to be up here. You gotta get down though, sweetie. Gotta get down. These have CTS-XHP blades with 6061 aluminum backspacers, heat-treated backspacers, thick American G10 scales. This one has the OD green scales, all blacked out hardware. These are absolutely beautiful. These were always blacked out. I don't think they ever made one of these that wasn't blacked out. And this has the DLC finish instead of the Tough X finish. This has got the good finish. These are the most desirable ones to get if you can get a hold of them. These are the ones I recommend the most, unless you want to take off the finish. If you want to take off the finish, it's easier to take. It's really hard to take off a DLC finish because DLC really bonds to the steel. It's like it becomes one with the steel. It's easier to take off the finish off the older ones with the Tough X finish. That's the finish that's easy to take off if you want to remove the finish altogether. And last but not least is my all black one. It's got all the same things as the OD green one has. 6061 aluminum backspacer, heat treated aluminum backspacer, blacked out hardware, blacked out lock bar, DLC finish, and CTS-XHP with the saber hologram with the flat ground tip. Nice big thumb studs. I love these thumb studs. Awesome blades, people. Awesome blades. This one was 8.2 ounces, I think it was. Awesome blades. Well, that's about it for this one, people. I'm going to cut off here. I didn't want to make these videos too long. I probably talked a little bit too much already. But, oh yeah, one other thing I wanted to show you was like the prices. This is a 2014 Special Projects catalog. The catalogs that they used to send me all the time for free in the mail. I don't get them anymore since they sold the GSM, but Cold Steel used to always send me these things, every 6 months. Because they knew I was a big Cold Steel fan. And they knew I'd be making videos. I've been making videos of these things for about 12 years now, 12, 13 years, something like that. I just want to tell you what the prices were. For the XL Towel Wars, the ones that we did yesterday, it was $147.99. This is a 2014 catalog. They show the Towel Wars serrated and fully serrated and plain edge. The extra large size was $147.99. Now that's the Cold Steel price. All of y'all that have been in these for a while, the Cold Steel prices are way higher than what you can actually get. I used to get them for like in between $100 and like $125, brand new. The Voyagers, the extra large Voyagers. Now these prices stay very close to what they originally were. Were $75.99 for the extra large. Now I used to get these like in the $40, the Oz 8 ones like for about $45 or so. And now I just bought one for $55, which is not too much of a difference considering all the inflation lately, right? So these are still an awesome deal. The Recons. The Recons used to be $142.99 for the extra large. And so you can see the different blade styles. It was just a clip point and a Tonto edge that they used, Tonto blade that they used to make. Now I used to get these sometimes for under $100. For like $90, $90 to about $110 or something like that. But that used to be like the regular price for them. And this one I bought for, I think it was $70. in between $70 and $80 or something like that. Brand new. Bought it brand new. The espadas. The largest espada that I was showing yesterday, they have them listed here. The espadas used to be the top of the line cold steel folders. They were the espadas. And they had it going for $167. For this one right here, they have it listed at $287. $287 for the fancy one. Fancy ones still are still right around that price range, you know, if you want to get a brand new one. The Ti-Lites. They didn't have the G10 Ti-Lite back then, but for the aluminum, the 7075 aluminum Ti-Lite, it was $127.99 for this one. And for the regular Ti-Lite with the Zytel handles, it was $75.99. For the extra large counterpoint, it was $99.99. That price hasn't really changed all that much either. That price is pretty much the same. So cold steel has kept pretty much the same prices. But remember though, these are the cold steel prices. The street price was a lot cheaper. The street price was like, you know, when I say street price, I mean online stores other than cold steel. If you're buying it like from, let's say, Midway or the Knife Center, they would sell these for probably about $30 cheaper than whatever you see this price for. And I remember these going for like about $40-something for the extra large ones. Like these were like 40, and these were still pretty expensive. They were like $90 or something like that. Yeah, about $90. And these were like about $50. The holdouts. They had the holdouts in here for $131.99 for the extra large one. $131.99. A new holdout now goes for what, like $199 or $189, something like that. But you do catch them on sale sometimes. I know Midway has them on sale sometimes for close to this $131 price tag. But if you bought these on the street, when I say the street again, I mean the online stores. On the online stores, you were able to get these for under $100. Like $90, $80, right around there for these. I'm talking about ones with CTS-XHP too. And the Raja. The Raja was $135. Nowadays, you can get them for like $90 to $110. And they pretty much have stayed the same price. I think in the old days, they were like around $75 to $80 or somewhere around there. They got a picture of it holding 450 pounds right there. Weight hanging. That's the way Cold Steel used to advertise their stuff. They used to advertise how strong it was. That's one thing I really miss about Cold Steel. For instance, they got the holdouts holding 325 pounds. And one thing that you guys, I don't know if you know it or not, but the Ti-Lites were made by a guy named Phil Boguszewski. And these were his custom lines of knives, the Ti-Lites. And you can still get them. He's passed away now, but you can still find his knives at like Knife Joy and different places like that. And they go for like about $1,000. But they're made pretty much the exact same way that he designed them for Cold Steel. They had the folded over leaf springs for the liner lock. And they got this one holding 145 pounds for Phil Bogajiski's knife. They got the counterpoint holding 250 pounds. They have the XL Espada holding 600 pounds, the large Espada holding 400 pounds, and the real small Espada holding 350 pounds. Oh yeah, and the XL Espada, they have it in here for $383.99. That's for the fancy one. For the one that wasn't fancy, it was $215.99. You can actually get these a lot cheaper now. They're like $150 for the XL now. And for the largest Espada, you can get it for like $125. You got the Ti-Lite holding 180 pounds. Little Ti-Lite. Recons. They got the XL holding 350 pounds. The large one holding 325 pounds. The mini holding 250. And the micro holding 125. American Lawman holding 250 pounds. And the mini Lawman holding 200 pounds. This is 2014, people. For the Voyagers, yeah, baby, I love my Voyagers. 450 pounds for the extra large Voyager. Super strong, like I've been telling y'all, they're super strong. They're like the strongest knife you can get for, that price. The strongest knife with a mega blade, should I say, because nowadays they do have the light models of the SR1, and we all know that holds over 650 pounds because it went up against the deadbolt and recently. And the 4Max, the Formax Light, and who knows what that holds. That probably holds a super whole lot of weight. And they got the Tau War, the extra large Tau War holding 300 pounds. The Tau Wars, what do they go for? For the extra large Tau War, it was $147.99. And for the large Tau War, it was $105.99. We all know that they're trying to get $199 for a large Tau War. That's way too much money, if you ask me. And they actually have it being more expensive than the extra large Tau War, probably because the extra large Tau War had an issue. I don't know if they fixed it yet or what. I bet you that's the reason why. The Spartan, 350 pounds. And the Cove 4, 250 pounds. All right, people. Let's cut this one off here. Hope you guys enjoy it. It's going to be going out today. This is the one for today. What you think, Gino? Or you got frustrated with Grandpa not letting you get up on the table, huh? All right. What you doing, girl? What you doing? What you doing, huh? Want to come say goodbye to everybody? Want to come say goodbye to everybody? Yes, my girl. Yes, my girl. Yes, she is. Ugh. All right. The June and I are out. Next one up is going to be What's the next one that we're doing? You got it all planned out. What's the next one that we're going to be doing? Is it holdouts and frenzies? I think it's going to be holdouts and frenzies. Holdouts and frenzies is going to be the next one, people. Remember, I want everybody to like and share these and share them on all the different formats that you guys know of that allow these kind of videos. So I want the message to get out to all the knife makers to make more megas. We want more megas, and we want some new megas. These megas have been around. I've been showing you in the magazine here. That's 2014. That's what, 14 years ago? Was that, or 9 years ago or something? Was it 2014? Yeah, 9 years ago. 9 years ago, huh? That's a long time ago. They've been making these same knives forever. We want some new ones. I love that. I love the fact that the new Mayhem's coming out with the Axis lock. And I want the Megalodon. The Megalodon. I want that one too. That's going to be, all these knives here are all Andrew Demko knives. Andrew Demko and Lindsey Thompson collaborations. So I bet you a lot of you guys didn't know that you actually own a lot of Demko knives, do you? Just about all the Triad folders were Demko designs, except for like the later models. There are a couple of them like the Immortal and the one with the big leaf blade. Those were Mike Wallace designs. There's a few, and I think the Louison's a Mike Wallace design, but there's a few of them that are like Mike Wallace designs. Mike Wallace has joined up with Andrew Demko and John Demko in Wampum, PA to develop knives and design knives. So they became friends, so they're all working together. But these are big, major time Andrew Demko knives. All right, people. Peace out. Stiletto.